Bruh, he popped out of nowhere. Hi everyone, hope you all are doing good. Your boy Al is here with episode 3 and 4 review of Solo Leveling Season 2, so let's start the raid. Episode 3 of Solo Leveling Season 2 opens with Sung and Jin-ah clearing a dungeon and collecting magic gems. Meanwhile, a man later identified as Sung il-hwan confronts another individual on a ruined boat. Although his comrades are on the ground, il-hwan assures the man they're fine and expresses his desire to return home. Elsewhere, Sung and Jin-ah visit a restaurant, where Sung is pleased they've completed all 19 quests. Jin-ah mentions his plan to focus on obtaining his guild master's license, intending to use it as leverage in negotiations with his father, Myung-han. The new guy is obviously Sung's father, but him appearing in the story without any build-up whatsoever is pretty bad writing in my opinion. Also, I think there's a pretty good chance that Sung might join Jin-ah's guild. We see Sung tell Jin-ah he's heading somewhere private. Jin-ah expresses his wish to have Sung as a brother, and Sung agrees. Meanwhile, il-hwan is imprisoned as two men discuss his situation. They suspect he might be a humanoid beast and confirm they reported him to Dong-su. They decide to resume their investigation once Dong-su returns. Elsewhere, Sung enters the demon's castle, the same place where he fought Cerberus in Season 1. Using his key, he gains access and receives a quest notification from the player log, instructing him to collect 10,000 demon souls. Meanwhile, Jin-ah meets with Myung-han, asking for control of the Eugene Guild. Myung-han agrees, but requires Jin-ah to recruit Sung first. I don't understand why they chose a hot-headed person like Dong-su to question Sung's father. I mean, hot-headed people are really good at stuff like these. By the way, I really liked how Jin-ah and Sung opened up to each other. Moving on, we see Jin-ah acknowledges Myung-han's condition. Meanwhile, Sung defeats numerous demons but is unable to extract their shadows. The player log grants him an entry permit to the second floor. He summons the Ice Bear boss, mounts it, and spots a pack of demons. Together, they engage in battle, and Sung names the Ice Bear boss Tank. Elsewhere, Hae-In swims in a public pool, reflecting on her conversation with Choi about Jeju Island. Choi had only shared details about the island's flying ants with a select few, but Hae-In believes the public should have been informed. I honestly think the story is moving too fast. And I didn't like how they didn't show Sung's fight properly in this episode. However, I gotta admit I'm liking how they are building up hype for Jeju Island. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Then we see Choi explains that the association prohibited him from sharing the information with the public and suggests they focus on making their guild the country's strongest. Meanwhile, Sung gathers 10,000 demon souls and faces avaricious Vulcan, the lord of the lower floors, along with his army. Using his shadow soldiers and strength, Sung defeats them. At the same time, Dong-su interrogates il-hwan, who insists that a force more dangerous than dungeons, gates, and magic beasts exists and must be stopped. Just as I expected, the dungeons appearing is a sign of a bigger threat that's approaching the world, but this is making me think that other people might find a way to power up later in the story, because Sung can't fight alone all the time. Do you all feel the same? At the end, we see il-hwan warns that people are powerless against this force and reveals his son's name to Dong-su. Sensing Dong-su's murderous intent, the two fight. Meanwhile, as Sung defeats Midas, the guide of souls, firefighters clean up city streets following the destruction caused by Dong-su and il-hwan's battle. One firefighter confirms il-hwan emerged victorious. Elsewhere, Sung reflects on reaching the demon castle's 75th floor, noting he has 2 of the materials needed for the elixir of life. He departs, determined to obtain the final item soon. From what I can understand, Sung's father looks to be far stronger than a S-rank hunter, and this brings up the question, why are others restricted at certain ranks? What do you guys think? Also, I didn't like that they didn't show how smoothly things went for Sung even though he reached the 75th floor. Okay, now let's jump into episode 4. At first we see Sung reflect on his situation, realizing he must raise his rank to join higher level raids. he decides to get reassessed. At the Hunter Association's reassessment area, Hyun scouts for hunters and informs Baek about Sung's presence. A woman escorts Sung to the waiting area, where two hunters discuss the reassessment process. Sung enters the reassessment room, but a female worker encounters issues with his evaluation. Another worker arrives and explains that Sung's magic power exceeds the machine's measurement limits, making him inaccessible. Sung revealing his true powers to everyone kinda surprised me, because I wasn't expecting him to do this so early on in the story, but I guess it makes sense given his strength. By the way, let me know if any of you saw it coming. We see that the worker confirms Sung is an S rank, making him the 10th person in the country to achieve this. Meanwhile, Choi and Woo discuss the Red Gate incident, with Choi wanting more information about the outsider who participated. Woo admits he doesn't have all the details. They hear a commotion in the lobby and go to investigate. As people gossip about Sung, a worker informs him that the reassessment machine isn't functioning and asks him to return in 3 days. Woo and Choi arrive, and Choi greets Sung, wanting to discuss guild matters. Sung, claiming to be busy, leaves. Shortly after, Baek enters, and as Hyun explains what happened, Choi realizes Baek also wants to speak with Sung. So this country has 10 S-rank hunters including Sung, which means we have seen only a few of them so far, and that's making me think that some of them gotta be stronger than S-rank hunters. Moving on, we see Choi suspects Sung was the outsider who cleared the Red Gate. Sung visits his mother in the hospital and, upon leaving her room, notices Woo nearby. Woo introduces him to Go, who congratulates Sung on achieving S rank, stating he doesn't need a machine to confirm it. Go offers Sung a job at his association, warning that joining one of the 5 guilds could disrupt the balance. Sung declines, saying he wants to keep fighting magic beasts in dungeons. Go understands, and Sung departs. Meanwhile, a deputy chief visits Dong-soo in the hospital, asking if il-hwan is a magic beast. Dong-soo insists he is. The chief notes that people are searching for il-hwan but doubts they'll catch him. After the chief leaves, Dong-soo reflects on his battle with il-hwan. Sung was obviously gonna reject Go's offer because he is the MC, but the reasoning he gave didn't make sense at all. I mean, they never properly showed when Sung started enjoying fighting this much, don't you guys agree? Next we see that il-hwan warned Dong-soo not to interfere with his family. Determined to fight il-hwan, Dong-soo seeks artifacts to aid him. Meanwhile, Sung researches artifacts online, aiming for flawless gear before returning to the demon's castle. He finds a job listing and decides to recruit people for an A-rank gate. Elsewhere, Go and Woo investigate Sung's hunter background and activities, discovering he previously took a mining job. Sung meets with the manager and explains that high-level dungeons require specialization, detailing the roles of strike, mining, and collection teams. After Choi, Hae-In, and others clear an A-rank dungeon, they exit the gate, and Sung comments on their credentials. We know Dong-soo did some research on Sung, so I don't understand how or why he thinks Sung's father isn't a human. Also, Sung not waiting for his S-rank hunter license, and going to a dungeon as a miner, made him look like an idiot. At the end we see Sung and his co-workers enter the dungeon, where he senses the A-rank boss and wants to fight it. As they work, someone announces a break, but Sung decides to finish his task first. After his co-workers leave, he heads toward the boss's chamber. Though he knows he shouldn't kill it, he still desires to fight. Just then, Hae-In intervenes and questions his intentions. What a way to make a first impression, but I think Sung and Hae-In will have a brief clash at best, rather than a full-blown fight. What do you all think though? Also, I'm really not enjoying Sung's moronic actions. Nonetheless, both episodes felt too fast-paced to me, and I would really like it if they slowed down things a bit. Let me know what you guys would prefer. By the way, episode 5 should already be out by the time you guys see this video. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. If you like my video, then check out some of my other videos. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep me motivated to make more videos, and you can also leave a comment if you want to say something, because it helps me fight the almighty YouTube algorithm. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram or check out my Facebook page, links are given in the description. Until then, see ya.